Welcome back, designers. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how we're going to create a typographic design just like the one that you see on my canvas. We're going to utilize a person's profile or an animal's profile, and we're going to make it appear as if it's coming out of a giant letter form. Then we're going to show typographic hierarchy through the use of scale by adding a lyric, a song lyric, or line from a poem, or other text that you would like to add to complement your design. Without further ado, let's get started. To start, I'm going to create a new file by pressing Ctrl N on my keyboard. I'm going to select the print preset, and I'm going to put in dimensions of 11 inches in the width and 11 inches in the height. I'm leaving the resolution at 300 and the color mode at RGB, and I'm going to call this typographic design. Then I'm going to click Create. And the first thing that I want to do is start off by creating a background, for which I'm going to do a gradient. To create my gradient, I'm going to click on the new adjustment fill layer icon at the bottom of my layers panel, and I'm going to select gradient. I want a two-color gradient, so I'm going to look under basics, and I'm going to select the gradient that has this really warm beige color with white. Then I'm going to click OK. You guys can choose a gradient in any color you want. I just want to use beige. Then I'm going to select a radial style, and I'm going to click reverse so that the gray or the beige is on the outside and the white is on the inside. Then I'm going to click OK to save my changes. Next thing I want to do is create an actual letter form in my document. But I want to go and center it beautifully. So I'm going to enable my rulers. If yours are not showing, you can go to View and Rulers. And I'm going to click on the top ruler to drag a horizontal guide and place it right smack dab in the middle of my canvas, and drag a vertical guide and place it right smack dab in my middle of my canvas as well. This is going to help me just position the letter form a little bit more symmetrically. I'm going to use my type tool. I'm going to click inside my document, and I'm going to write out a letter form. Because my name starts with E, I'm going to use letter E. You guys can use any letter that you want. Next, I'm going to increase the size. I can drag over the double T's to increase the size by just kind of eyeballing how large it should be. Or I can literally type in a point size by going to the options bar and typing it in. So I'm going to type in 650 points. I had previously selected this font that looks like handwriting, looks like a marker, like a felt tip marker. You guys can select any font that you want as long as it is nice and bold. You guys need a bold font for this project to work because we're going to be placing an image inside of the letter form. So you need it to be really thick and bold. I think I'm just going to continue with the permanent marker font that I was previously using. Next, I'm going to open up the image that I want to place inside the letter form. Just going to make that a little bit bigger. I'm going to make it about 800 points or so. To open my image, I'm going to press Ctrl O like octopus. And I had previously downloaded a picture off pexels.com of an elderly woman, which I'm going to be utilizing for this project. To transfer the image over, I'm going to go to Window, Arrange, and Tile Vertically. And I'm going to click on the image of the woman using my Move tool, and I'm going to drag. I no longer need this tab open, so I'm going to X out to get rid of it. And now I just need to resize the picture of the woman. So I'm going to hold down the handles of my bounding box here on the corners to make the image a little bit smaller. Because I need to be able to see the position of the image, I'm going to press Enter to save my changes or click the check mark at the top in the options bar. and briefly lower the opacity of the woman. I want her nose to be coming out of the E on the side of the E, so I'm going to rotate the image by just dragging on the corners again of the bounding box and rotating it so that when I edit it, her chin is resting on the bottom of the E and her nose is coming out of the E. You guys are going to go and adjust your image accordingly with whatever letter form you guys select. Now I need to create a mask that is going to place the image inside of the letter E. To do so, I'm going to hold down Control and click on the thumbnail for my typographic layer. This will show the marching ants in the form of the E shape, so that I can click the mask icon at the bottom of my layers panel, and the image is going to be beautifully placed inside of the letter E. Next up, I'm going to duplicate my image layer, just the image layer, by holding Ctrl J. I do not need the mask, so I'm going to get rid of it by right-clicking on the duplicate mask and selecting Delete Layer Mask. Fear not, we're not going backwards. This should happen. I'm going to click on the empty mask icon again. The mask is empty. It should have nothing on it. Then I'm going to press down Control and click on the typographic layers thumbnail one more time so that I can see the marching ants. Next, I'm going to inverse my selection by going to the Select menu at the top of my workspace and selecting Inverse. Having inversed it, I can now use my brush tool with black as my color. I'm just going to increase the size of my brush a little bit so that I can mask out the areas where the woman is showing. And it's not going to go inside of the E because I reversed the selection. Now I'm going to zoom in so I can do this part very carefully because I want her nose to appear like it's coming out of the letter E, but I also want to get rid of that background. So I recommend that you guys zoom in if you guys are doing something similar with a part of the person's face so that it does not appear as if you went into the nose and kind of like made it like completely disappear by masking it out inappropriately. If I switch to white, I'll be able to mask in some of this where I had messed up my selections and fix it up right up. All right, so that took a little bit of doing, but now I'm ready to survey my work. I can click Control D to get rid of my selection, and it looks pretty good, with just a few little areas that I could definitely go and touch up a little bit further. To give this letter E a little bit of extra oomph, I'm going to go to the letter E layer. I'm going to go to FX, and I'm going to select Drop Shadow so that I can give it a little bit of a shadow to cast into the document. I can also give it a stroke, which I'm going to change the color to just kind of match the elderly lady's skin a little bit further. Just a little bit of a pale yellow, of a pale white, kind of cream color. I'm just going to increase the size a little bit to about 30 pixels, give or take, which I'm placing on the outside. Then I'm adjusting my drop shadow by increasing the size of my spread and increasing the size to make it a little bit blurrier. I'm going to change the color by going and matching the colors that are used in the image already. So maybe using the red of her lips or kind of like the pale gray of the background. And then I'm going to click OK to save my changes. If at any point in time I'm unhappy with it, so let's say I'm unhappy with the stroke, I can also click on the little eyeball icon next to the stroke name and just get rid of it. That's the magic of using layer effects, is that they're non-destructive, so you can always edit your work. Finally, I'm going to add a typographic layer at the bottom of the document with the lyrics to a song that reminds me of the elderly woman that I used in the photo. My type tool right now is set to 780 points from earlier, so I'm going to go and set it back to about 12 points so that the text actually fits neatly inside. And I'm going to be using lyrics from a Lana Del Rey song that goes, "Will you still love me when I'm no longer young and beautiful?" Because we are showing typographic hierarchy, we want to make sure that this text layer is significantly smaller than our first text layer, but it should still be noticeable. It should still be legible from a distance. So you guys need to adjust the text correspondingly. I also won't be using the same font. I think I want to use more of a script style font to make it look more handwritten. You guys can play around with the fonts that you select, of course, at your leisure. I think I'm going to cast a really small drop shadow here as well. I'm going to definitely decrease the distance, decrease the spread and the size. I just want it to have a little bit of a pop. To view my work without the guides, I'm going to go to View, Show, and I'm going to get rid of the guides. And now I'm able to preview my work without the guides to inform me. I think the work looks really good. It definitely looks professional level as far as I'm concerned, and I'm ready to share it with the world. So to export it, I'm going to go to File, Export, Export As, and I want to share this work in PNG format. So I'm going to leave the format as PNG and click Export. I'm going to save it to my desktop so I know exactly where it is, and then I'm going to click Save. Hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. Hit me up in the comments if you have any questions, and I can't wait to see your own beautiful typographic designs. Until next time, peace out.